Hey all YouTubers and subscribers, try back again. I'm taking a break from washing clothes. I'm going to have a picnic, Gladys and Jim. So I'm getting prepared for that, trying to catch up in my housework, which is a very slow process. Okay, Deb emailed me and I had a sub which I really thought was kind of interesting. But I'm not going to get into that today because what I want to talk about is everybody knows who David is. Everybody knows he is my sidekick and doing exorcisms and house cleanings and going out on investigations with me. He called me last week. He was stuck up in the mountain because he didn't have a way home. Okay. I was appalled by that because he has a family, and the excuse with his family is that his mother's car has electrical problems. I don't want to talk about that either. Okay. What I want to talk about is people judging others because of their appearance or their personality or something being different about them. I've talked about this in videos on top of videos on top of videos. And it appears to me that it's getting worse and worse and worse. I don't know if it's society just being ignorant, or I don't know if it's just the way people are raised, that the parents don't bother to show any ethics or any social skills or whatever. But David called me and he was kind of down, and he was telling me about how a little bit of problem with two females up at the Christian camp. And of course, you know, in my tone of voice, when I get irritated when people judge other people, I don't like it. But this one gal, you know, she claimed that she was a born-again Christian and that she was above David as a person. Okay. To me, these are not Christians. This is why I decided to go Protestant and just stay Protestant, because these are the type of people who put a bad name out there for people who are spiritual like David and myself and others, okay? No one in this earth is any better than anybody else. I noticed, I'll give you an example. I'll notice Jim and I went to Walmart, and of course Jim can't walk very far because of his surgery, but he got in one of the Walmart carts, and he forgot to put on his leg catheterizer. Okay, where he's catheterized, they make them for legs where it doesn't show through. He just went with a bag and everything, okay. You ought to see the people stare at him, okay. I watch people's movements. I was raised with a uncle who was crippled from birth. I was raised around people who were sick. I think that's why I'm a caring person today, because I've been exposed to that all my life. The greatest uncle I ever had was my Uncle Jay, and he was born from birth with polio, okay, and all he ever knew was a wheelchair, but he was brilliant. He had a brilliant mind, and he ended up passing in 1974 and of a heart attack. So he was only 40-something when he died, so he was a young man yet. But he would help himself, even going up the stairs. His arms were built up to where he would drag his body up, and he'd get into bed by himself. Just because someone's a little bit different than somebody else doesn't mean that there is something mentally wrong with people. I noticed with Jim at Walmart that the stops and the stairs, number one, of course, Jim's baby-faced and he doesn't look like he's that old, but yet you could tell that there was something wrong with him because he was catheterized, okay? And people literally stopped to stare. Now, if he was in the hospital, nobody'd think nothing about it. The visitors wouldn't think nothing about it, right? Well, excuse me, but there is such thing now as home care, and no one needs to be staring at anybody because of them being a little bit different. Another thing that irritates the crap out of me is judging people for the way they look or they dress. Okay? No one on this planet does not have what you or maybe me have. Okay? The less fortunate is what I call them. Okay, yeah, there's people out there that they can help themselves, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, there's people out there on drugs that, you know, it's a self-induced thing. There's also people out there, you may be an alcoholic yourself. Makes you a little bit different, doesn't it? You don't judge people for their appearances. You don't on the physical part. David has little tumors on his face. That's why he always wore long hair. But he's very handsome because he has his hair trimmed now and he looks so handsome. But when I speak to David, I don't see that. Meaning that I am not judging him, okay, because of his physical appearance. But David has a brilliant mind. And also, David walks in the light. Okay? He's very spiritual like I am. And this comment that was made really hurt him. And he sounded so down. And I told him, you know, it was too bad she didn't say that to me. I'm a little bit wiser, a little bit older, and I've been around the block or two with these so-called proclaimed Christians, okay? But when you start singling out people because they have less than you, and if you start singling out people because they do not meet up to your criteria, okay? I even had a girl join my paranormal group one time. And just because she met Taps and was in Pittsburgh with them and blah, 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 she said that we were not her kind of people. What's her kind of people? See, these are insults. And this woman's educated. She was an engineer. All right? But you got to think, if she believed in the paranormal, how much does she, you know, her mind really is that educated? You see what I'm saying? So, when you see someone who's a little bit different than you are, okay, take time not to stare. Respect them, because they respect you. Alright? And as for someone thinking that they are above anybody in this world, oh no. Because my favorite saying is do not judge others, for you too will be judged. And also, we're trying to get to the same place, only but in a different way. Okay. Alright, this is Try 76, signing off.